SummerSlam!
This is the first time I'm ever sitting a WWE pay-per-view event without Vince McMahon in control, and I must say, I don't feel any different myself. Might be because I'm not under new management. Same old WWE Sins guy, perhaps with a lot more fun to give. Anyways, let's continue. And then the drone malfunctioned and plummeted to its death. It's cool to see SummerSlam taking place in an outdoor stadium, giving it a WrestleMania-like feel to it. However, it's still awkward knowing the other side of the stadium is completely empty due to WWE choosing not to sell tickets over there. Which brings me to my question, why can't we sell the other side too? It's not like nobody would show up or anything. Throughout the build-up, WWE had pinball machines on the graphics, and they even got them for the CGI right here. Why couldn't we get a unique-looking stage for that theme? Or maybe a country-style stage? Corey Graves dressed like a cheetah. I guess the rumors were true, and he really was a cheetah after all. Poor Carmella. You could have made Becky Lynch's graphics a little smaller so I can see the excellent view of the beautiful stadium and also the entrance area. This is like the original Star Wars movies, adding in more unnecessary CGI.
Pressure is on, the heat is...
I've always known that the walkway to the ring was going to be long due to SummerSlam taking place in Nissan Stadium, but Becky Lynch is really making it feel longer than it really is with that slow walk. Not gonna lie, we should call this Rematch Slam, considering literally 6 of the 8 matches have taken place at either Money in the Bank, the Raw prior to this night, or WrestleMania 38. Also, by this point, Becky Lynch has had several opportunities to regain her Raw Women's Championship from Bianca Belair after losing at WrestleMania, then gets yet another opportunity because she threw a tantrum. That's it.
Big time!
Thank God Becky Lynch isn't going to be known as Big Time Bex in the future because this forced voice crack from the ring announcer is super annoying. I'm honestly surprised that hashtag we saw this match too many times isn't the #1 trend right now. Not gonna lie, the one thing that always irritated me about Becky Lynch's attire was those paddings that go past her knees. Those things could easily get caught on the ropes or impale her opponents to death. I could be mistaken, but I swear I just heard Bianca Belair say, "Hold on, we're coming right through the side, baby." And now my eyebrow raises rock style as I'm questioning her true motives towards Becky Lynch here.
This is a new SummerSlam.
Oh, really? I would have never guessed it, Jimmy. I could have sworn I was watching the 1992 edition during a time travel.
Oh!
Darn, the setup was nice, but then Becky Lynch accidentally lost her grip on Bianca Belair's arm. Oh well, better luck next time.
Oh! The arm's holding up. Oh!
Becky was watching Bianca the entire time and could have easily sidestepped out of the way, and she knows Bianca's arsenal very well, having faced her hundreds of times since last year's SummerSlam.
On display. Oh!
Bianca caused Becky to land awkwardly on her shoulder from that discount glam slam. You're supposed to release both the arms, not just one. Now look what you did. Becky is injured.
Lynch across the barricade.
Becky Lynch takes a KOD onto the barricade gut first, and yet she is completely unaffected by the results. And that hurts worse than taking a KOD onto the ring canvas, so this logic is absolutely fucked.
Again, set up. Oh!
Cool as that powerbomb counter was supposed to be, Becky was already falling back, basically giving herself the powerbomb before Bianca could grab onto her legs. These two really don't have good timing, do they?
Their Nissan Arena.
It's Nissan Stadium, you idiot! Nissan Arena is a sports building in Nathan, Australia.
Oh!
More terrible execution, this time with Becky ready to slap her hands on the apron way before Bianca ever launches her. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Despite a separated shoulder, Becky Lynch made sure that this match would reach its conclusion. Loving the dedication here.
Oh!
Missed opportunity for Bianca to put Becky through the announce table with that KOD. Darn, your chance was right there.
Becky! Reversal! Count! 3,
That ending was insane, wouldn't you agree? Bianca connects the Spanish Fly to counter a manhandle slam, then finishes off Becky Lynch with another KOD. Even if they faced off so many times, they delivered in the end. You know what's even more heartwarming about Bayley's return? It may have been over a year since she was last seen due to injury, but this is the first time Bayley has experienced a full crowd since March 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic began. I said full crowd, so WrestleMania 37 doesn't count. Besides, she only showed up once and got her ass kicked by the Bella Twins when nobody cared. I bet Bayley is like, "Don't worry, Bianca, I'll be right there. This entranceway is about as long as my recovery." The moment Bayley returned, everyone expected a simple confrontation with Bianca Belair to continue the feud. But the moment Dakota Kai and Io Sky debuted, that was the moment when it truly sinks in that we're in a new era of WWE, and I'm all in for it. Let's start the counter all over again and begin fresh.
well, Io Shirai.
The graphics state Io Shirai, and Jimmy Smith also refers to her as Io Shirai, thus causes confusion when Corey Graves repeats Io Sky. And why didn't they have graphics for the Io Sky name ready to go if that's what she was going by? Becky Lynch is injured and won't be involved in this feud for the foreseeable future, and Bayley's team still has the upper hand numbers-wise. So why are they retreating? Fight!
With tiny balls.
The most annoying thing about this feud was the constant references to the Miz's testicles. It got to the point where an actual t-shirt was created for the occasion. Ciampa is in the front of the line, as if he's the one competing against Logan Paul today, and to see Ciampa enter into Miz's theme instead of his own is just awkward. Whoops, my mistake. As it turns out, Maryse is the one competing against Logan Paul today. She's taking center stage, so I presume that's what it means. Miz is literally taking a backseat during his own entrance for his own match.
From Toronto Beach, Puerto Rico, by way of Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, that's oddly specific.
This is the star of like 11 Marine movies.
Corey Graves brings up the Miz's filmography and assumed he starred in 11 Marine movies. Was there a 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th edition that were scrapped when they chose to kill off Miz's character in the 6th? Oops, spoiler alert.
Our slick moves from... Oh, wow.
Clever heel work by The Miz. Fake out, followed by a simple push with his foot on Logan's face. Match just started and it's already awesome, no pun intended.
Credit Logan Paul for...
Logan, right infringement.
Sends The Miz and Paul wasted no time!
Logan Paul is honestly performing better here than he did at WrestleMania. His athleticism continues to amaze me. Even if he's just a special attraction, it's a special attraction done right.
Awesome.
Whoops, Ciampa just tagged himself in. The Miz is no longer allowed to wrestle today. Oh well, tough shit.
Second rope. Blockbuster.
Impressive as that blockbuster was, Logan Paul really needs to work on it because he accidentally kneed The Miz right in the face, which could have caused bad injuries. Little more practice.
Logan Paul.
Let's see, how should I say this? Copyright infringement? Guess that one will do for now. Gotta work on that.
Stand your...
I guess AJ Styles simply had nothing to do and chose to get involved with this match out of boredom. Which reminds me, how the hell do you manage to keep AJ Styles off of SummerSlam as well as Money in the Bank all in a row? Like Logan Paul or hate Logan Paul, you can never ignore that he's reaching close to Shane McMahon levels of crazy risk-takings, because that ain't up for debate. That's a fact based on his performance in that wild crash through the table. Let's take off my sins.
Okay. Skull crushing.
I get that Miz was Logan's mentor heading into WrestleMania, and it was hilarious irony for Logan Paul to win via the skull-crushing finale, but as the center of wrestling, I'm duty-bound to place another... Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. Almost 10 minutes of commercials as we wait for whatever the hell the next match is. What's so important that it needs 10 minutes to get set up?
In the bank.
Who would have thought that the introduction for Theory being the youngest Mr. Money in the Bank would feel just as long as the actual walk to the ring? Badass as this entrance is for Bobby Lashley to pose and set off the fireworks into the sky, this had to be awkward for him because he had to run down the long walkway just to get to his podium, which once again makes me question why they're entering through the tunnels instead of building a stage like we do for WrestleMania. Delayed fireworks.
Mighty Nation. Oh!
Pre-match assault, and after losing to Bobby Lashley in such a short period at Money in the Bank, I guess Theory hopes he lasts a little longer this time around by attacking Bobby from behind.
Physique and his build, he has speed.
Theory be like, here we go, rolling like Rob Van Dam, ready to... Oh crap, I'm too far away, gotta walk a few more steps. Hope no one saw that. Too late, I saw it.
Exactly what you don't...
We're lucky there's no roof on Nissan Stadium.
That joke would only be funny if there wasn't a giant ceiling structure literally above the ring. So technically, Theory could still hit his head if he was comically sailing in the air high enough.
Bobby Lashley earlier.
Heel wrestler makes a big deal about wanting to win a title, only to want to back out during the match when it gets too difficult for him, cliche. Dang, even with a pre-match assault, Theory lasted less than 5 minutes, a much shorter time compared to Money in the Bank. How are we supposed to take this guy seriously again? Judgment Day's non-pyro. Also, man, it just feels weird to hear the other side by Alter Bridge without Edge being part of the Judgment Day stable. It's a badass song, but if only Edge remained in the group, this entrance would look even more badass.
To get Victoria delivered to your door.
Get Victoria delivered to your door? Somewhere out there, WWE legend Victoria is probably wondering what's going on around here.
No disqualification.
In the Triple H era, please don't have the commentators constantly remind us that matches are no disqualification. I'm begging you!
That's only one legal competitor at a time.
You know what? I changed my mind. We need the reminders. Because how can there be only one legal wrestler in a match that's no disqualification? What's the worst that could happen if the illegal wrestler steps in? You can't disqualify them, and you can't tell them to go back to the corners because what are you going to do about it?
Saying they want to recruit Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio tells Damian Priest to bring it on, and Damian somehow falls for the oldest trick in the book.
Priest. Oh!
Priest.
Not gonna lie, that was some excellent double team work by Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Short as this match is, it had its good moments.
They can actually convincing Dominic.
The fans are chanting, "Turn the lights off," which reminds me of the time I spent trying to watch parts of WrestleMania 35 in person while dealing with a spotlight shining in my face. I can understand the pain. Why does WWE have to use the very bright spotlights in this case?
Play a role more.
It takes nearly the entire 11 minutes for this no disqualification match to start no disqualificationing. Man, Edge really loves his Brood entrances, doesn't he? What an awesome moment in SummerSlam history. Also, wait a minute, that's not Bray Wyatt.
face of Finn Balor! Oh!
Cool as this last moment was, Rey Mysterio botched the top rope splash due to Dominic trying to get back into the ring. Even from this camera angle, you could tell that Rey nearly missed Finn completely.
Graves and I are not going to pretend to be unbiased.
Well, at least Michael Cole was being honest. You gotta give him credit for that. Just hoping he doesn't end up sprouting a creepy erection for Pat McAfee like he did with The Miz 11 years ago. Then again, Pat is actually worth having an erection for, and that just sounded so fucking wrong coming out of my mouth. This is something that didn't make any sense. Happy Corbin purchased the ticket to SmackDown that one time to ensure that Pat McAfee can't lay a hand on him. The problem is, Happy was still a contracted SmackDown wrestler, so Pat actually has every right to attack him, ticket or not. Is that Joaquin Phoenix sitting over there? Gosh darn it, Pat McAfee isn't even making his entrance yet, and he's already stealing the show with his choir. Lest they got 5 cents for this funny and awesome entrance.
In WrestleMania with a victory over Theory.
And a loss to Mr. McMahon so easily. I mean, what?
I liked you better when you weren't allowed to have an opinion.
Corey Grace prefers the Vince McMahon era of Michael Cole commentary, apparently. I, on the other hand, love this side of Michael. We needed it, so sit down, Corey.
Matches over the years, McAfee, Corbin dominated.
Happy Corbin obviously saw Pat McAfee's match with Theory back at WrestleMania. As fun as Pat is, he's practically doing the same moves that he used before, and doing the same thing the second time isn't exactly that good.
Corbin will happily employ AJ Hawk.
Happy Corbin believes that defeating Pat McAfee means shutting down the Pat McAfee show, and for reasons unknown. I won't lie, not the biggest fan of WWE putting LED boards on the entire barricades at ringside. Now we gotta be super careful so as to not damage them when wrestlers get thrown into them, assuming they ever will now.
What the hell are you doing?
And just like that, a WrestleMania match has been confirmed between Happy Corbin and the undefeated Michael Cole. Time to pull out the signature orange singlet and headgear.
To the top, look at McAfee.
McAfee, though, leaps up to the top.
Much as I love Pat McAfee, gotta place the haha you failed sin because, well, haha he failed.
Right hand, referee
The referee gets knocked over at the crucial point of the match cliche.
McAfee landing.
Pat McAfee is a dick to Happy's Corbins. It's cool that Drew McIntyre won the #1 Contenders match against Sheamus and will now face Roman Reigns at Clash at the Castle. However, he's only here tonight to say what's up and leave. Do we really need to stall time?
Titans who are in the house tonight.
The Tennessee Titans are in the house tonight because they've been dying to see something entertaining happening in Nissan Stadium for once in their entire existence.
In front of Colt for the first.
I now expect Colt over here to main event WrestleMania 50 against Nicholas after that crazy shout-out by Drew McIntyre. Don't let me down, WWE. Normally when you see a SummerSlam highlight of the night moment appear on your screen, you expect a highlight from SummerSlam history. But instead, we're just showing a recap of Money in the Bank when the Usos beat the Street Profits. You should probably call it something else. Using the cheerleaders for the Tennessee Titans is probably what caused the Street Profits to lose tonight. That fits right in with the Titans, wouldn't you agree?
SummerSlam.
Like a Titans game? Skip! Given how Jeff Jarrett is only holding up 2 of the 4 tag team titles, I guess only this half is on the line tonight. Hey, don't get mad at my confusion. It's nearly impossible to tell if these titles are unified or not since both lineages exist on their own still.
Take out the Uso.
Jeff Jarrett waits until Jey Uso is on the ring apron before ringing the bell to start the match, but forgets to wait until one of the Street Profits exit the ring as well.
Jimmy Uso in this tag match. There's
Jeff Jarrett is giving Jimmy Uso the 5 count, but holds up all 5 fingers with every passing count. What is he, half of Ty Dillinger?
and
He said 5.
Fortunate territory.
Poor guy with a never drew a dime sign. It must suck to have never drawn a single dime in your life, but somehow have enough money to show up in tonight's stadium event and show the whole world that you absolutely suck.
and there's a lot of tag teams in WWE.
By this point, I wouldn't exactly say a lot of tag teams since the vast majority either got fired or split up or a sad combination of the two.
And look at him back it out. And
Jimmy Uso successfully connects a running hip attack on Angelo Dawkins the first time and figures it'll work again the second time. Take a wild guess how this is going to turn out. I swear if this doesn't work, I'm going to say that Jimmy Uso is an idiot.
gets away. Dawkins though moves out of harm.
Jimmy Uso is an idiot.
Tag. Did he get?
Yeah.
Here's where I will throw in 5 sins, because while Montez Ford successfully got tagged in, Jeff Jarrett never saw it, and the rules state that whenever a referee doesn't see a tag take place, it's not legal, and yet somehow it is.
Cover now for the win. Is it to win the tag titles to break?
First, Jeff Jarrett went for a very slow count, and now he's counting faster than normal. It's like he's choosing sides tonight. I wonder why.
Streak alive. Oh, it is.
While trying to save the match for his team, Montez Ford is also addicted to Jey's Usos. Anyone else miss that?
From the heavens.
The cover and Tez.
Well, Tez hurt himself.
The intensity just got real with this match. Montez Ford hits a signature frog splash and injures his midsection as a result, forcing him to struggle to get to the pin, which was enough for Jey Uso to kick out. What a moment. It's absolutely pointless to show this 3-minute video package for Charlotte Flair when she's not even here tonight and not showing up any time of the next month either. Like, what is the point of these constant video packages that do nothing for the show and mean nothing? And just like the Drew McIntyre segment earlier, now we got Riddle showing up to fight with Seth Rollins for 2 minutes and get absolutely destroyed. Sure, it progresses the story, but if he's not really injured, then we could have sacrificed the Drew promo and the pointless video packages and made room for this match. I'm so frustrated.
Well, I will not apologize for being a Liv Morgan fan.
Oh god, please don't tell me Michael Cole is going to start cheerleading for Liv Morgan too. Someone help me!
Looking for an ankle lock Morgan? Maybe not.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a great transition. Ronda Rousey realized that Liv Morgan was going to counter the ankle lock and immediately switched into a suplex.
Oh, and the code breaker by Morgan.
Oh, we're allowed to call it that now? Finally, it only took the entire existence of Liv Morgan using the code breaker for someone to refer to it by that name.
Powering Morgan. Oh!
Guarantee Ronda Rousey had haunting flashbacks to WrestleMania 35 when Liv Morgan countered Piper's pin into the crucifix pin. Quick, must get out before the pin is botched again.
There it is!
Even though Liv Morgan has been portrayed as a fluke champion since winning the SmackDown Women's title at Money in the Bank, I honestly can't ignore the fact that she's the first person to resist Ronda Rousey's deadly arm breaker, hang on, and actually escape from it. Twice! That deserves praise.
Even in pain. Ronda's shoulders are down.
This match was only 4 minutes and Liv Morgan clearly tapped out first prior to Ronda Rousey's shoulders being pinned. It's a major shame that Liv has only been retaining her title by sheer luck and controversy instead of actual talent and skill, especially given how popular she is. I'm throwing in 50 cents because this was a huge shame for both women. Ronda Rousey showed the referee the replay of what happened and the referee chooses to ignore it, yet referees have been known to either reverse decisions or restart matches at the first sign of controversy. We just gonna forget all about that because I never will. Post-match assault.
Clash at the Castle.
Whoops, we had it wrong. The next premium live event is actually called Clash at the Castle instead of Clash. Silly us.
The mayor,
Technically, Glenn Jacobs is the mayor of Knox County. Meanwhile, Kane is the devil's favorite demon. Two entirely different entities, and shockingly enough, based on his track record, Kane is absolutely better, more fair, and less vicious than Mayor Glenn Jacobs. Holy shit.
48,000.
There was not 48,000 fans in attendance tonight. Almost 40,000, but not 48,000. More exaggerated numbers. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar once again for the Universal title. This is definitely getting out of hand by now. Not to mention, it's putting a bad reputation for Brock Lesnar because he will have lost to Roman Reigns 3 times in 10 months. Also, it took literally all the matches with Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar before the idea of a last man standing match appeared in someone's head. Also, this match had to be literally advertised as the last time as a way to coax us into believing Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar will never face off again. And I still don't believe that at all. Not with WWE's history of false advertising. I'll get to the awesomeness that is Brock Lesnar's entrance in a moment. However, I gotta note that the entrances for literally 2 wrestlers goes on for nearly 12 minutes.
What the hell is that?
Christian Maracle going skinny dipping with Grimm's Toy Show. What the freaking hell do you think that is? The sight of Brock Lesnar driving a tractor to the ring for this last man standing match made things all the more exciting and entertaining. Man, what a sight to behold. Let's take off another 10 cents.
From Minneapolis, Minnesota.
What the hell did a microphone get into the tractor's scoop? This camera didn't show it, but Roman Reigns easily caught the microphone that Brock Lesnar tossed to him without so much as moving his arm, and that may have been the best catch of an object in Nissan Stadium history. It's been many years since we've seen Brock Lesnar do any sort of high-flying maneuver, so to see him leap from the top of the tractor onto Roman Reigns to start the last man standing match made it more energetic. At that moment, you know we're in for a hell of a fight. Michael Cole is once again reading off his script, only this time he looks confused, probably because the only words Triple H wrote on it were "Go Wild."
Back to go join the gravy train of Roman.
Clothesline over the barricade attempt failed, probably because the LED created a force field to prevent Roman Reigns from sailing over it.
Oh my God.
Haha, you failed.
What is this fool Heyman thinking about?
Honestly, what did Paul Heyman think was going to happen? If Brock Lesnar never turned it around, did Paul expect to tackle him or something?
Roman Reigns able to take it then. And he's going to put Brock Lesnar.
Roman Reigns is honestly making it look like putting Brock Lesnar through tables is the easiest task ever.
Just drop it. Oh!
Ouch. Jeez, who would have thought being put through half a destroyed table would look more brutal than being put through a setup table? Brock Lesnar just proved it tonight with the way he smashed Roman Reigns into the table piece.
Take it out the trash!
Seeing Roman Reigns inside that tractor scoop was fucking hilarious. Even if falling into the ring did little to no damage to him, it's still memorable to watch.
Arrival of his suplexorcist.
Suplexorcist. Personal opinion, that name only sounded cooler in someone's head than it did out loud.
It was. Oh, now come on!
Does that look like the Kimura lock to you, Michael? That's obviously a guillotine chokehold that Brock has locked in.
Lesnar's lifted up the ring with
Roman Reigns in it with a damn tractor.
There's a camera attached to Brock Lesnar's tractor too? And here I thought Brock was old school.
How is Roman back on his feet?
Well, I mean, all that happened was he went for a slide out of the ring to the floor. It's not like Brock dropped the entire ring on him when he lifted it. Is it really a surprise that Roman Reigns got back up after that?
Hey, wait a minute! Jimmy and Jey Uso!
Of course.
Look at this. Oh my God.
Motherfucking finally! Exciting as it is for Theory to attempt to cash in the Money in the Bank contract, what is the logic of a triple threat last man standing match? Is someone eliminated if they're down but two other wrestlers are still up or something? Since the cash in never happened, I guess we'll never know.
What the hell is going on? For the love of God, count faster.
I fucking love Michael Cole's commentary tonight. Finally, the emotions feel genuine, which in turn makes the viewers at home appreciate the match more. Much as this is a smart strategy to keep Brock Lesnar down for the count, the rules of a last man standing match state that the count can only take place when there is no contact on the down wrestler, and here Roman Reigns and the Usos are burying Brock while the referee continues the count. He should honestly wait until they're done burying Brock and then count. Roman would still win that way.